Welcome back to Winners Win Football Podcast. We have had the Champions League final.
Woohoo! Woohoo! The least hyped Champions League final in a long time.
And probably the worst Champions League final I've watched.
Worst in the sense of competitiveness, for sure.
I feel so weird not playing in the Champions League final. No, honestly. No, I'm not kidding. It just feels weird.
I'm a Real Madrid asshole and I will win every time, and if I don't win, I cry like a baby.
I don't cry. I just boast.
You post, I'm crying with my 50 Champions League trophies. You know the rhetoric you use is the same as the kids who I work with. They're like 11 years old. They're like, yeah, Arsenal beat us. So what? We have 15 Champions Leagues.
We do.
He's the same.
That's
with
a
this
great
guy.
point. You can't beat that argument though. I noticed this weekend.
Same arguments. 11-year-olds and you.
A good argument is a good argument, no matter where it comes from.
Okay.
I had an argument with my brother-in-law who's a Barca fan, and he was trying to piss me off, this season that they beat us. Couldn't win the argument because at the end of the day I was like, where's your Champions League the past 10 years? I kept repeating the same thing. Where's your Champions League the past 10 years? Couldn't beat it. He had to agree. No, because he kept up talking about tiki-taka, philosophy, Cruyff, Guardiola. I was like, okay, how many Champions Leagues do you have the past 10 years because of that philosophy? We have 6. You have 0.
For me,
it's the most important trophy in the club football. If you don't win it, I'm sorry.
I don't think Barca's issues are the playing style. I think it's more financial, but we can talk about it later.
Yeah, but I don't care. It's just... yeah, but if you try to make fun of us, you can't. That's... I'm just saying.
Sure. Champions League final. I mean, I was a bit embarrassed watching it because it was so one-sided. I mean, it was.
But that's not really Inter's level, though.
But apparently it is.
No, it cannot be. I think they were kind of either devastated from losing the Serie A title because they were this close with the Lazio game.
Yep.
Or they're just exhausted, or the moment got to them. A theory that I'm hearing is that Italian clubs over-prepare for finals that they end up not performing in them. Yeah. Because now you've had how many Italian teams in the final? Inter this season, Inter 2023, Juventus 2017
against
lost
Barca.
to Real Madrid.
And then against Barca as well.
And then against Barca 2015 lost 3-1. It seems like there's something wrong with Italian clubs in the final.
I think that's Italian football, but
that's a final. It's a one game. Imagine it's harder to win a double leg than a one game.
Yeah, for sure.
So there has to be something in the moment that's
for me. What I've realized, what I've learned rather from this, from various sites, is that the last 10 Champions League winners has been the richer club of the two, except for once, which was Bayern when they beat PSG last time.
Okay.
This game, it was obviously PSG more financial power than Inter. Last year, you guys more than Dortmund. Previously, City over Inter, and then it was Chelsea over City, kind of equal. Real Madrid over Atletico, and over the years, and Juventus, Barcelona. Yeah. So it's always been the more financially stable, richer team that has actually won the game. Yeah. In your end. Because you spoke the last time when we predicted who was going to win the Champions League, you said Inter has the DNA, they have the heritage.
Yeah. Heritage doesn't mean much anymore.
There's only one heritage in football at this moment, financial heritage. And you can see the financial heritage in the winners of the Champions League. You guys obviously one of the biggest teams in the world. PSG, City, Chelsea. But still, it took them a long time to win it. You know, now when you look at PSG, they've been at it since 2012. Yeah. Spent several billions of euros. Now they have the highest wage bill in Europe. This is not a cheap team. This is not some fairy tale story. Yeah. This is probably one of the most expensive sides assembled in football histories. If you look at the figures, I wrote it down. They have a wage bill of 650 million euros a year. The second one, which is, or the third, you guys are third, you have 500 million.
Who's the second one?
It's Manchester City with 550. And then Arsenal
650.
no 650 is PSG's. Manchester City 550, Real Madrid 500, and then Arsenal down at 380. So the football heritage, it's not the most relevant factor anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's the financial one. And you can see, it's the same with Manchester City, same with Chelsea. We've seen it through history. They buy a player, spend a lot of money. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, they ship him on. There's no consequence of it. They brought in Colomani for 95 million euros. That would be like the biggest signing most clubs has ever made. It didn't work out, ship him out. Bringing Gonzalo Ramos, it doesn't work out. You do it every time. This January, 70 millions on Kvaratskhelia. There's no many clubs in world football that can do that, and he is one of the big reasons that they are where they are right now. So for me, the club, disgusting. State-backed money, everything.
Yeah.
But it's a great story for the fans. Because PSG is a great supported team. They have been throughout time.
Yeah.
And most of all, it's a great story for the management.
Yeah, Luis Enrique. I mean, it's quite... I thought about it when it comes to Luis Enrique. There's probably nothing worse in the world than losing your young child. That's probably the worst feeling. And coming out of it with a positive energy, it takes a lot.
Big attitude.
And to go on and win it again.
Second treble. The only two managers that have won 2 trebles are Barca managers. Yeah.
Barca products.
They know how to
Barca
do it.
philosophy does work. Maybe my brother-in-law was right after all.
Nah.
Where's your Champions League?
Back to the childish argument. No, but
and another nice story is that his assistant manager lost his wife.
He lost his wife in November, and because I was watching the game, you can see right before the referee blew the whistle, you could see him crying.
Yeah.
I watched him, I was like, why is this dude so emotional? What's up with him? So to get the story behind it and to get the perspective and understand of it, this is the beautiful aspect of football, like bringing all of these things together.
Yeah.
Which are not easy. And you can see the PSG fans had a tifo with Enrique's daughter.
That was
as well.
so nice.
So beautiful. So these...
And they supported Palestine.
So these are the things that the club is rotten. I don't like it. But you have to enjoy the beautiful things in it, which are the fans, which are the managers, who are great people, nevertheless.
Yeah, you can look at the bottle half empty or half full.
Yeah.
And we look at it half full, I guess.
Sure.
No, but there are some really nice players in this team, and my favorites are just Deseri D.
Oh my God.
I mean, now he's reached stardom level.
Yeah, he's announced himself.
And I'm thinking, throughout the season, we're like, who is the contender? Who's the challenger for Yamal? Who is the Ronaldo to Messi?
Yeah.
Is this the closest thing we have to Yamal? Do you think this will be a rivalry? I mean, technically, he's done more than Yamal in his career.
No.
He just scored 2 goals and assisted 1 goal in a Champions League final as an 18-year-old.
For me, 19. 3 days away from 20. So he's 20 by now. But anyways,
Still.
he's 20 today. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
No, but for me, I think this is, from what I remember, the greatest Champions League final performance I've ever seen from Deseri D. I can't remember a single player that's performed this well in a final on his own.
Yeah, Messi 2011 versus United.
Nah.
They couldn't get near him.
I mean, nobody could get near Deseri D. He was showboating at it, and
He's amazing. I'm not taking away anything.
because it's not
But it
even
has
that.
to be Zidane.
Yeah, but that's a moment in the game. This guy performed. Okay, I can't say enough because I've only seen the moment. I didn't see the entire game.
Yeah.
That's why I say. From what I've seen, this is the greatest Champions League final performance I've ever seen from a player. And this guy's 19.
Yeah.
So this is the big. Like you said, this is the biggest game in club career.
Yeah.
And he didn't get the occasion get to him. I'm just imagining Arsenal in the Champions League final. Ødegaard plays the pass through to Martinelli. He's through on goal. He looks at Sommer. He's like, yeah, and he just toe pokes it right at him. But this guy, composure.
Yeah.
He's like, he just calmly collected, saw his man, easy pass.
I think the first goal kind of summarizes the players that I like the most about PSG.
Yeah.
First of all, Vitinha. The way he found that pass to Doué.
Yeah.
In the middle of 6 defenders.
Yeah.
And then Doué finds the pass to Hakimi in the middle of 6 defenders. It's
such a well-worked goal. You can see the patterns of rotation everywhere.
Yeah.
The PSG side, they've done incredibly well. That's why you have to give credit to Enrique and to the players because they know how to play.
But I do hope Doué becomes like the rival to Yamal and that we buy him in the future.
Sure.
I mean, at this point, I don't think people are going to leave PSG. It's going to be a tough club to leave.
Yeah.
Similar to City, like.
But at the same time, like, what incentive is there to stay anymore? If you like a devil's advocate, like why previously was we have to win them their first Champions League. Now the league is an easy league. You don't compete for it. You can like half walk through it and you win it eventually. There's not much competition. There's only the Champions League. Now you won it.
European domination. What's the point of staying in Real Madrid if you won like 1 Champions League, 2 Champions League, 3?
No, but just comparing PSG to a Real Madrid. Of course, you always say Real Madrid would be a bigger club. So if you had to choose between them, you would pick Real Madrid, even if PSG. For me, but
I know what you mean.
But then again, he's a French guy.
Yeah,
maybe it's stay.
He's 9 years younger. No, not 9. 7 years younger than Mbappe.
He's a bigger Champions League legacy than Mbappe already.
Hey.
Okay, you
don't underestimate Mbappe.
Mbappe he outperformed Lamine Yamal's entire career just now.
I'm just kidding.
Now you're kidding, huh?
I mean, technically, what has Lamine Yamal done outside of the season in the Champions League?
He's barely played in the Champions
League. So technically, if you compare just this season,
but Deseri had 1 good performance in Champions League,
and Yamal had 1 really great performance versus Inter.
He was good. He's been good this entire season.
Same thing as Deseri D.
Nah,
he scored against City. He performed really well versus Liverpool. He scored against Aston Villa. With you guys, he was kind of quiet because of Lewis Kelly, and then now he had the best performance in the final. So what's the difference? Tell me.
That means better.
I agree. Lamine is better than Doué, but they are comparable.
I don't think so.
I think it could be. It's like, it could be better than Neymar if he continues.
Yeah, for sure he could be. I think he has the talent for sure. So the sky's the limit for this guy. Yeah. There's nothing that guy I think can stop him except his mind.
Yeah, and my second favorite player in this team is Vitinha, and people they are not estimating how well this guy is. Just for me, this is the best midfielder in the world.
No.
He's been. I've been saying it the whole season. This guy is so good. He is so underrated. I saw it even last season versus Barcelona. Even when they went out against Dortmund, he was the only player that was playing well last season. This guy is very, very good. He's the closest thing to a Modric in modern football.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Football,
I could agree with that, but I don't think he's one of the best in the world. The best in the world. He could be a top 10. Sure.
Pedri and him. Pedri could be. Pedri is the best one, but he's close second.
I'm not sure I agree, but
he dominated the whole final by his own.
For sure, it's a fantastic player, no doubt. But
and look at the Inter midfield; it's a really good midfield. It's Chalanoglu, Barella, Mkhitaryan has become better.
They're all on crutches.
No. They are really good midfield.
Yeah, of course.
But he dominated that midfield.
Please. I watched enough Mkhitaryan in my lifetime. I don't want to hear anything about him anymore.
Chalanoglu and Barella, world-class level. He still outperformed them massively.
But that was their entire system. But he was fantastic.
Yeah.
No doubt. Another player that was fantastic, which I was like, okay, I'm going to watch him carefully this game.
Yeah.
Because I was, Ousmane Dembélé.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he didn't even score.
Nah,
and he still played such a good game.
He didn't need to. Just the difference here between him and Mbappe, this guy kept on running and running and running, non-stop through the game. Have you seen the clips of when he was staring down Sommer?
Yeah.
When they had the goal kick, he was standing there like this, just staring him down. You can see Sommer is like, what do I do? What do you want? Please leave me alone.
Give me your candy.
And he was full on sprinting so many times. And I think he was one of the big reasons why Inter was shook. They couldn't play out from the back. They couldn't do anything because of the way he played out of possession. And then in possession, obviously, I think this guy is an Mbappe level talent. He has had the injuries and he has had bad forms and everything. But I think this guy has the talent, but he hasn't shown it. But now I think he's starting to show what a player he truly is. Oh, wait.
Enrique said just for that pressing and defense, he deserves the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, but when Arteta says it, that's a big trouble.
Do you agree?
Ballon d'Or?
What more can he do this season?
Play more minutes, my guy. You know, he has like 1,700 minutes in Ligue 1. That's like 18 full matches. He's played half. He's played half the minutes available in Ligue 1 this season.
Yet how many goals did he score?
Don't care. It's not enough.
I don't care how many minutes he scored. Let's see, how many goals has he scored this season? Ousmane Dembele.
Live research because we are not prepared.
It's okay, we cut it out. Ousmane Dembele has scored
5,000 minutes.
21 goals in the league, 8 goals in the Champions League, 8 assists in the league, 6 assists in the Champions League, 3 in the Cup. In total this season he has scored 33 goals, 15 assists and won the Champions League while being the main driver in their pressing and their system. I don't think you can do any more. I think he deserves it. No. Look at the final games in the Champions League. 2 assists versus Inter, 1 assist versus PSG when he came on late,
and a goal.
A goal in the away
First
game.
leg.
Assist versus Aston Villa away. Assist versus Aston Villa at home. Scoring the only goal versus Liverpool away. 2 goals against Brest. I think he deserves it. Have to be honest. Did he score a hat-trick the second game?
No, that was in the league. No, for me...
I mean, if we're just looking at individual brilliance, Yamal.
Yes.
If we're looking at season form...
But they weren't that good in the first half of the season, PSG. They clicked in January.
Nobody remembers the first half.
I remember because we played them in the first half of the season.
I know, but what did it get you?
But that's not what we're talking about.
No, but that's what I mean with being best at when it matters. That's he became.
No, you asked me.
He was the best player.
No,
yeah, but he was the best player when it really mattered.
But you asked me. Nobody remembers what happened in the first half of the season.
Nobody will remember it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's not a team of half the season. It's team of the season. You have to look. For me, you have to look.
When is the season decided?
It doesn't matter. Okay, so if you do nothing, if you lose all your games in the first half of the season, the second half doesn't matter.
If you lose all your games the first half of the season, you won't get to the second half of the season.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be okay, but you have to be the best when it matters.
But he was half okay in the first half of the season.
And then he switched it up when it really mattered.
Yeah, but
Benzema, when he won the Ballon, do you think Benzema deserved the Ballon d'Or that year?
I don't remember.
He was horrendous in the group stages.
Fantastic.
Yet everyone says that's the most deserved Ballon d'Or. Why? Because he scored a hat-trick against PSG, scored a hat-trick against Chelsea, scored a goal against City.
But a hat-trick compared to this. But
he was the most important player in the team. He was. If you beat Liverpool away and you're the only goal scorer, if you beat Arsenal away and you're the only goal scorer, for me that's a world-class player.
I don't agree. I think you need to look at the entire thing for me. It's not just this. You have to look at the entire season. You otherwise you could be like, you can look at one tournament at the end of a tournament, the last final. For example, they gave young player of the tournament to Deseri D in the Champions League. Do you agree with that? Was he the best?
Yeah, man.
And why do you think they gave it to him? Because his great performance in the final.
And he was great when it mattered.
And that,
But Yamal was also great when it mattered.
and there's a trophy for that, man of the match. Give him man of the match, and then young player of the tournament to someone else.
But what's the importance of winning a group stage game if you don't win the tournament?
To get there.
Okay, do you think Liverpool are the best team in the world?
One of them.
Why are they not the best? Who's the best team in the world right now? It is PSG.
Sure.
Because they won the tournament.
Okay.
Liverpool won the group stages. What does that get them?
No, but I'm saying I'm not saying you take one of them. You need to take all of it.
Yeah, but they didn't perform well, and
that's why Deseri D for me couldn't get it, because in the first half of the Champions League he wasn't good enough. Second half he was good.
Football is about legacy. At the end of the day, winning or like trophies is about legacy. So in 20 years' time, nobody will look back at Liverpool being the first in the group stages. Everyone will remember that PSG won the Champions League.
So you should just give the player of the tournament to whoever wins it then?
Not necessarily, but in this case, if you're this good, yes, you should. But for example, if Inter won it, it's such a collective team. There's not really one brilliant player. So in that case, I wouldn't give it.
But the same you could say for PSG. There's still a
clearly not. Look at this guy. He performed in basically every single knockout game. Okay, and he decided the most important ones, away at Liverpool, away at Arsenal. That's when it mattered.
If we look at the same for the rest of the team, they all contributed in some way. Because for me, it's not enough to just say about goals.
But okay, not enough. But what did you just talk about him when it comes to the pressing? He is leading.
For sure.
Do you remember the video of Enrique when telling Mbappe, you should grab, you be like Michael Jordan, grab the team by the balls?
I'm not denying it.
He did that.
I'm not denying it. But for me, you could... That's what I'm saying. The second half of the campaign, for sure, has been great. But it's not enough to just look at the second part when it's decided, for me.
So who do you think should win it? The team, player of the Champions League? Team of the season?
The player of the tournament.
Player of the tournament in Champions League.
For me, it could be several places.
Because Yamal wasn't that great either in the group stages.
It could be Rafinha then. Why shouldn't it be? It's up for discussion, really. Why shouldn't Rafinha have been? Because he came up with crucial goals. The same way this guy. The only difference is he played 90 minutes less.
But this guy ended up winning it. They are. I would say they are on the same level. The thing that tips it over to Ousmane Dembele is that he won the tournament.
For me, it's not enough. I think you need to look at individuals more than results.
No, but I mean, Rafinha and Dembele are on the same level when it comes to performances. But then Dembele wins the trophy. Of course, you win it. Like, what's the meaning of winning then?
For me, I don't think...
Scrap this podcast. What's the meaning of winning the trophy then? Like, if that's not the end goal. I think if you're clearly the best player in the team and you win the Champions League, you deserve the best player in the tournament.
Not enough for me.
You really think Rafinha deserves it?
I think it's up for discussion.
I think so too. But I think the thing that tips over the conversation, the discussion towards Dembele is that he won it, and he contributed. It's not like he was quiet in the.
For me, it's the same thing with Due. He doesn't deserve the young player of the tournament. For me, he had a fantastic final for sure. But it's about looking at the entire.
Due was not the final though. He did perform well when the City game. When
I know it's
on the line.
You're already told.
Liverpool, Aston Villa. The only game that he didn't perform was Arsenal. I don't know.
I don't think it's enough. I think you need to look at all of the games, because for me it's not enough. But we can move on. We can. What do you guys think?
Oh my God.
Who deserved to win?
One last thing about the Champions League final. Barcelona. How did you lose to this Inter side?
You just had to get it in, huh?
How? You are literally 5-0 worse than PSG.
I mean, I think...
And also, where's your Champions League the past 10 years? Now...
I wonder, PSG, Barca, I mean, that game would have been crazy.
PSG would have won. PSG are a more balanced team.
So, we had this lengthy discussion about who should have won it, but let's do the combined 11.
All right, this is my combined 11.
Yeah.
You can chip in. What do you think?
Whoa, gee, thanks.
No worries. The goalkeeper is pretty clear.
I hate this guy.
Donnarumma.
I promise, this guy single-handedly kept them in the game against us. I agree.
Yeah.
Nightmares.
Left back, Nuno Mendes.
Nuno Mendes. Yeah, I can't. I have to throw Miles Lewis Kelly in there, but
Throw him out the window. Because this guy stopped Salah.
this guy stopped Deseri D. You're a young player.
No, it's just for me, Nuno Mendes. He's just
He's
he's
fantastic.
good at everything.
Yeah, he's great. I love that kind of player. But I still have to just shout.
Yeah.
I think Miles Lewis Kelly would have been second best.
Shout into the wall, man.
Yeah.
All right. Left center back. This was a tough one because initially I was thinking Bastoni
Yeah.
because for me, talent-wise, he is the best defender in the world. Talent-wise,
Okay.
or like top two. If we're putting an 11 for me currently, it's maybe Van Dijk, Saliba, and then Bastoni is there.
Okay.
He's good defensively and he's good offensively. But if you concede 5 goals in a final, you can see 3 goals against Barcelona, and then you can see another 3 goals against Barcelona, 2 against Bayern. This is like the Champions League
This is when you need to
11.
show your
This
level.
is when you need to show your level.
Yeah.
You can't allow in that many goals, and that's why Pacho. And it's definitely not Marquinhos,
Nah.
because I think Pacho said Marquinhos. Marquinhos is the reason that PSG have lost all these years. He is a fumble.
I think he's a bit overrated, Marquinhos.
Yeah,
I would agree.
It's definitely not Marquinhos.
But-
I would say Pacho.
But I would rather have Bastoni than Pacho because Inter, up until I think the Barca game, had the best defense in the Champions
But
League.
that's when you show the main strength in the Inter team is defense.
Yeah.
When you face the best teams in Europe, that's when you show your best side, and he didn't show it up. So that's why for me it's Pacho. But it's up for discussion.
Yeah,
It's close.
I think
if you
would
compare
rather-
them individually, I would definitely take Bastoni over Pacho. He's a
But just
better
for this
defender.
season- but just for this
season, if we're looking at the Champions League team of the season, it is Pacho.
I would have Bastoni.
The right center back,
Yeah.
Saliba. Kept Mbappe and Vinicius at bay, although it's not hard to see.
At this point,
I mean, kept PSG down to just 3 goals. I think
he's unbelievable.
he's unbelievable. I would choose Saliba, although he went out in the semifinals. I don't care. He's unbelievable.
Class. He's class.
The right back, there is a discussion. Initially, I was thinking also Dumfries, but Hakimi scored in the final,
Semi-final.
quarterfinal.
But it can't be about goal. This guy's a defender, man.
Yeah,
But the same would you say for Dumfries? He scored against Barca. Yeah.
It's the role of the defender, what they did. Like Marcelo, you only see him for the assist and the dribbles and the offensive thing. You don't watch Marcelo for his defense. It was horrendous
There seems to
defensively.
be some balance.
Yeah, but the balance is Nuno Mendes on the left is great defensively. Hakimi on the right is great offensively. So that's why I have to go with Hakimi. My boy, La Fabrica. GG. We miss you. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. But for me, I don't think Hakim was that good when we played them because
I think you're underestimating him because I think
you're overestimating because if Martinelli can dribble past you, I think you're not that good. And for me, when I look at defenders, I have to focus more on the defensive side of it.
Who would you choose?
I would choose Tomiyasu. No, I don't know. But I'm just saying, Dumfries is protected because he plays in a back 5. Hakimi is not. But for me, defensively,
I mean, he did better offensively while playing in a back 4.
yeah,
So that's why Hakimi.
I'm not sure.
And I'm playing a 4-3-3 formation, by the way. My CDM, Chalanoglu.
Declan Rice.
Get the fuck out of here. Now, the team that got to the final deserves players. And for me, Chalanoglu versus Barcelona was on another level. Chalanoglu versus Bayern is another level. Probably behind Rodri, the best CDM in the world. Declan Rice is not a CDM also. Right CM, Vitinha. Left CM, Pedri. What do you think? Do you think Rice is better than Pedri?
I think Rice is better than Chalanoglu. I think.
Yeah, but Rice is not.
I think
Chalanoglu is a CDM.
Rice could be a CDM. I think that midfield would be probably the best in the world. A Pedri, Rice, Vitinha midfield.
I think this season, these players outperformed Declan, but Declan is very close.
Nah.
Like, I would probably... Yeah, this team.
Nah, Rice for me, CDM.
He's not a CDM. Clearly he's not. You lost to PSG when he was CDM. He was
context.
His best, but his best performance is as an 8 versus us. So if you want to put him as a...
Okay, but then you can't have Dumfries as a right back then.
He's not a right back.
Okay,
Hakimi is my right back.
Yeah, but you can't even use him as a suggestion then.
He's out. Hakimi. So, Chalanoglu, Vitinha, Pedri.
Nope.
Okay, who would you substitute?
Chalanoglu for Rice.
It's up for discussion, I would say. I'm not fully against it, but then you would put Vitinha as a CDM in that case, and then Declan on the right or on the left. He's close. He's very close. But I gave you Saliba. Shut the fuck up.
Gave me Saliba. He's just mad because he manhandled his boys.
And then lost in the semi-final. Your only chance is winning the Champions.
Sure.
Left wing, Rafinha.
Nah, I don't think he deserved it.
But he deserves to be the best player in the Champions League.
Of course.
Striker, Dembele. It's pretty obvious. Right wing, Yamal.
Yes. Pretty good.
Sounds good.
I can't see what else you would have different.
I mean, I would put probably Valverde in the midfield.
And Lucas Vazquez.
And Lucas Vazquez.